Story time from my traumatic childhood. When I was younger, for some reason, I was always scared of water. I could never quite pinpoint like where it even started. I was talking to my sister and she was like, remember when we were in daycare? As soon as she said that, it was like a memory unlocked in my head. We had these daycare ladies. Their name was Mari and Mary. And I soon figured out why I was scared of water. When I was 4 years old, they used to strip me in my diaper and spray me with the water hose, and they thought it was funny. I remember for the longest time just not wanting to shower, not wanting to go in the tub. I would never put my kid in daycare, ever.
The first and only nanny I had lasted a day. The first thing she took us to was a swimming pool without our mom, and it had a diving section with a 2-story concrete diving board that today is shut down because it's a hazard to children. So naturally, me and my brother climbed it. We were winded by the time we got to the top of that thing. That should have been our first hint. I'm second in line for this diving board. The kid in front of me has a mental breakdown and goes, no, I can't do it. I can't do it. And then runs. That really soothed my soul, you know, that made me feel really good about jumping. I was considering not doing it, and then my brother said something about wuss, and I just got the urge. So I make myself walk to the edge of this diving board that is at least 3 LeBrons high. I look down, I see my nanny texting. So I jump. And I'm proud to say Green Day's Time of Your Life does play in the montage of your life flashing before your eyes. That fall was so long. When I landed, I was both older and wiser. And I, to this day, do not have the remnants of my bathing suit because it lodged so far inside me that I could pull it out of my mouth like a magic trick. I don't think 1 inch of me hit the water the right way. I was 50 shades of red by the time I clawed my way out of that pool. I look up, I'm like, hey, Davina? She looks up, oh, hey. Girl, drop the texting. And then it was my brother's turn. And my brother was born the size of John Cena, so when he jumps, you see it coming. And when he lands, you can hear the sound of hitting water. We are now both limping because of that aquatic experience. And then she just takes us home, goes home. My mom's like, so how was your day with Davina? Like, oh, it was great. You know that diving board that sticks up in the clouds that we drive by sometimes? She's like, yeah. We're like, yeah, Davina let us jump off that. And we never saw Davina again.
My husband humiliated me at our wedding by shoving my face into our cake. Disclaimer, this is not my story time. Before we got engaged, my husband and I had only known each other for 3 months. We actually met when we were traveling, so we didn't even live in the same country. This was my first mistake. After we met, he asked me to come visit him again. And I did. I didn't ask him to come visit me, he asked me. Did I pay for my own flight? Yes. Did I split the bill with him? Yes. But here's the thing. He was doing everything else right. He was treating me well, buying me gifts, giving me so much attention, acting like he was already my husband. We got engaged 3 months later, and none of my friends or my family knew him. And we decided to have a destination wedding. This meant the only time my parents met him was at our wedding, and my friends. Before our wedding, he and I had not lived together. I was the one that was going to visit him all the time. In preparation for our wedding, I really wanted this one specific makeup artist. Yeah, and both of our parents decided to pay for the wedding. Our budget for the wedding was $80,000, so it was a lot. The makeup artist I wanted was $3,000. I met with the makeup artist twice. This way we could try out 2 styles of makeup. We finally landed on one that I loved. The hairstylist charged me another $3,000. So my husband knew how much effort I put into my makeup and my hair. Before the wedding, I made him swear that he would not shove my face into the cake. And he agreed. Fast forward to cutting the cake. He pushed my face into the cake so hard, I almost got knocked out. Everyone ran over to me. Part 2 is up. My husband humiliated me at our wedding by violently shoving my face into the cake. Claiming this is not my story time. That's when he grabbed my neck so hard and pushed my face into the cake. Did it so violently that I almost got knocked out. And I was able to pull myself away from the cake. I started falling backward, and that's when my family started running up to me. Before I could fall, my father caught me midair. What was my husband doing? Just looking at me. That's when he yells out, "You are so dramatic." No one, and I mean no one, not even his parents, thought that it was funny. Everyone at the wedding surrounded me asking if I was okay. Even the servers offered a chair and ice. Luckily, my bridesmaids took me to the bathroom, and when I saw the state of my face and my hair, I burst into tears. $6,000 down the drain. $6,000 I was only able to enjoy a third of. The night wasn't even halfway through at that point. That's when they washed my hair and my face. I still decided to make the best of it. I spent the rest of the night dancing without makeup and hair. Did he apologize? Kind of. He said, "My bad." Didn't expect everyone to react like that. And he actually complained that now he was the bad guy. The following day, my parents convinced me to get the wedding annulled. But now he's almost my ex. I was about to leave my family to move to his country. A man that is violent towards you under the guise of a joke actually hates you. He wants to hurt you. Self-care sister out.
Am I wrong for defending my wife after she purposely dumped coffee on a kid? My wife and I are both 34 and child-free. My brother Mac, 28, started dating a 30-year-old Heather roughly a year ago, and she came with 3 kids. 12-year-old Anna, who is 100% the problem child. The boys, 6 and 8, are great. Anna, on the other hand, purposely does piss people off at every turn and is extremely defiant, and her mother lets her get away with it. We own a camp on the lake, and once a year we host a large barbecue and weekend stay for the entire family. Mac brought Heather and the kids. Anna was it all weekend, picking fights with people, throwing tantrums, hitting, etc. And Heather just stood back saying, "I don't know why she acts like that." rather than doing anything to correct her kid. My wife was getting noticeably more pissed off as the hours progressed, but nothing like yesterday. Yesterday, we were all sitting out on the deck talking and enjoying a coffee, and Anna was underfoot per usual. She was told to go play with the other kids several times and she refused, finding excuses to be involved in the conversation, which included picking up a fly swatter and swatting at flies all around the adult, knocking over our coffees several times. She was also smacking my wife with the swatter repeatedly, saying there were flies on her when there wasn't. My wife at one point looked at Heather and said, "Either get your kid the out of here or I'm going to lose my shit." I also spoke to my brother several times about him stepping in. This was following Anna dumping my wife's fresh coffee all over the place, including on her for the second time. Heather said in a clipped voice, "Anna, go play." And that was it. Well, Anna comes right back in and slaps my wife on the forehead with the swatter and says, "Bug, missed him." My wife took her coffee, her third one that she just made, again cold, flung it at Anna, covering her. Anna immediately starts crying and Heather flips out. So does my brother. Saying that my wife was an immature, my wife calmly puts her cup down and continues the conversation like nothing happened, as Anna, Heather, and Mac are all flipping out. But then Heather says, "Do you have anything to say for yourself?" And my wife says, "Don't let the door hit you and your demon spawn on the ass on the way out." Some of the adults are saying maybe an apology is warranted. I personally don't think so. There were plenty of times my wife specifically had told Anna to stop, and she had even taken the fly swatter away from her at one point. Anna went and mocked my wife and then grabbed a new swatter while Heather and my brother ignored Anna and what she was doing. Hence why Anna kept doing it. Several times the other adults spoke up to the kid as well and spoke to Heather about her stepping up and telling her kid to stop and actually following through. Many steps were taken before I got to this point. No, my wife shouldn't have had to remove herself from the equation when it's our property and everything was on our dime. My brother and his sorry excuse of a mom girlfriend should have corrected the issue from the beginning. 12 is plenty old enough to know right from wrong. Just a quick add, it is not my wife's job to set an example like some of you are saying. We are kid-free for a reason. Anna and her sorry excuse of a mother were warned several times by my wife, me, and other adults. Beyond that, it's a them issue.
I don't know what's going on, but this car right here has it out for me. Look at it. This jelly bean was about to be the end of me on the highway. So tell me why I'm on the highway, on the way home from dropping off my truck. And I start trying to get into the left lane because the person in front of me is driving a little bit too slow. As I'm getting into that lane, this car right here grabs the steering wheel from me and swerves it back into the lane that I was in. There was no cars there. There was nothing. At first I was like, oh my God, what was that? Like, I felt like I was fighting invisible demons. My grandma hubiera empezado a poner el agua bendita and started praying over this vehicle, thinking que el demonio had taken over. I'm like, oh, maybe I just did something wrong. Wrong, because there's a car a mile away. A mile away. Why does this thing automatically brake for me, and not even soft, not like a slow thing? It goes boom. Now I got whiplash. At this point of view, I'm fearing for my life in the middle of the highway, trying to just get home. I'm just trying to get home, and there's literally no button I can press. I know a button to take it off. What if one day the car is like, I don't really like you, let me swerve into traffic, huh? Elon Musk, whatever you started, you need to stop. Now we got all these companies thinking que pueden hacer automated cars. We're going all end up in heaven.